We OG, we OG. Oh no, G. You're not bullish enough. Yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got D or no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload. Yeah. Experts on reload. Yeah, yeah. You're not bullish enough. Yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got D or no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload. Experts on reload. Man, pool getting hot. Everybody wanna rock. Ayy. Rooms is coming. Everybody on a knot. Ayy. It's a nuisance. Ordinal Revolution. Ayy. Ordinal Revolution. Yo, it's my guy for real, bro. Got French right now. Yo, BRC 420, bro. Yo, that shit's on fire, bro. Imagine if he in here. Yeah, lock it in the seal. Murder. I got balls of steel. Nookies on the field. Yeah, this shit for real. With no calls, I get so far. Got 100 phone calls that I go hard, and they gon' love me. Smoke weed, huddle back. I get shiesty. Where my Bitcoin looking lovely. All this Satoshi's nothing above me. Bitcoin's alive, what you gon' do? Mempool fees are high. Ordinal. Where does it start? Nobody knows. It's a revolution. Ayy, Bitcoin is the one, no substitution. Ayy, with Shizzy and Yagobi, it's Ordinal Revolution.
Welcome back to Ordinal Revolution. My name is Shizzy. On this channel, we cover the entire Bitcoin Ordinal ecosystem. What's up, guys? We have an amazing show for you guys today. Today's Fed Day, a day to really kind of understand what's going on, and maybe this kind of sets up the next couple weeks. And I say that because, you got poly markets predicting 98% chance of a pause in cutting the rates, which is okay. It all depends what Jerome says at 2:30. So we're probably going to be sideways through the day, maybe have some bear market vibes a little bit, some bearish kind of sentiment going into that. And then you might see the prices drop like during that, but that's already priced in my opinion. Anything different, if he cuts rates, we're going to fly. But it really depends on what he says at the end. Basically, if he says, hey, guys, we're thinking about doing another 3 cuts this year. It's just something to get us bullish. I feel like that is something that's like lighter fluid on a fire. I think we fly for, a month, 2 months. I'm expecting a 6 weeks run up at some point. I don't know if it's going to start next week, next month. I don't know, but I'm expecting something crazy where it's 6 weeks of straight run up before some sideways. And I'm kind of expecting that. But guys, we have a lot to go over. Let's just hop it right into it and bring my partner here as always, Mr. Yagobi. What's up, buddy?
What's going on?
What do you think, man? Do you think we get bullish today, or do you kind of think maybe not?
I'm honestly don't want to have a pessimistic energy going into it, but like the last couple of Fed meetings have not been great, and it's because the pundits have really, I think, exaggerated Jay Powell's kind of tone and stuff, right? And so I'm actually gonna just hope for the best, but expect the worst in this situation. Honestly, I mean, I feel like that's the safest mindset to go into this. But hopefully Trump has, had some words with him, and maybe, he doesn't sound as hawkish, but my most recent experience has not been great. Just either trading around that time period of the meeting or thinking about it. So.
Yeah, 100%. I'm kind of thinking like the path of most pain. Yesterday, I was watching a little bit of Thread Guy, and he was saying like he's pretty much all in cash right now. He's just kind of waiting for better market conditions. Like he has a little bit of stuff, but he's mainly cash. So it got me thinking, what is the path of most pain? Most pain would be Thread Guy missing out on a 6-month fly up, right? Because he has a lot of followers, a lot of people kind of listen to what he says, but he's not always right. But I was just thinking, a lot of people are probably have the same mindset. And we know people in the East that have that same mindset where they're kind of sitting on the sidelines waiting for something. So the path of most pain right now would be a bull run ignited today.
Yeah, most pain for people that are nervous. Is that what you're saying?
No, I mean like the path of most pain, period. Like the path of most pain. What would be the most painful situation right now? A dump? No, because a lot of people are sitting with cash on the sidelines. But actually the path of most pain would be people missing the first kind of week of this bull run, because they're like, okay, we're gonna dip, screw it, I'm in, and they gotta buy at higher prices than we are right now.
Yeah, so I think the path to most pain would like for the because look, the people that are in the trenches, they have bags right now, so they would feel it if we did dump, because look, alts get hit
I
the
don't think there's
hardest.
anyone in the trenches right now.
I don't agree with that. Maybe some
There's
of
people
the
gambling on pump fun, but there's
yeah,
no one really buying dog whiff right now.
not buying, but have it, from before. You know what I'm saying? And it might not be dog whiff, but like let's say I know there's a lot of people holding AI bags right now because that was a huge
Yeah.
narrative. And they weren't gonna squeeze out of those bags as the price was like tumbling down,
They have. I mean, that's why it price tumbled down.
Well, yeah, I
You
mean,
don't
but like,
drop from 300 million game to 60 million without people dumping on the way down. Doesn't happen.
yeah, yeah, but okay, let me ask you personally, like, did you
Yeah.
get out of your positions for AI?
Yes, I did.
All of them? Really?
90%. That's why I had money to get. I got in some yesterday. I got in AI XBT and Griffin with the funds that I dumped on Friday.
Gotcha. So you just kind of took the loss after the first kind of big dump and stuff like
I
that.
don't feel like I take losses. Like I'm a day-to-day person. My portfolio is what I have that day. So I just felt like a little bearish with the AI stuff. And I was like, I started like liquidating on Saturday, which wasn't the best day to do it, but I still saved money by doing
It then instead of
And
So
we had a talk with someone in the East, and he's the kind of the reason why I did it. Right. I was like, I need to get some money on the sidelines just in case he's right.
yeah, so let's say that like things get really bullish out of all of a sudden, right? It's going to be probably like the larger whales that start pouring in first. Yeah, that's going to hurt the regular everyday person, the everyday trader, and stuff like that. So I guess that would be like the most painful, but you wouldn't feel it because like if you're in the space every day, you would see things are starting to get bullish and you would re-enter. Now there's PTSD though right now because it's like we've been through a couple of like, oh, it's
That's the
bullish
problem.
times, it's bearish time, it's bullish time, it's bearish time. So that's where the problem lies, and got to really see, you need multiple signs, right? And I think the whales entering in is a good sign because it's big money, but maybe they're entering in for a short term dump on your head. I don't know.
Well, speaking of whales entering in, so I follow whale alerts on X, and dude, today has been insane because I have the it pops up for me on the feed, and today was just like, look at this. So 1 hour ago, I'm sorry, 2 hours ago, 120,000 USDT transferred from Treasury to Bitfinex, and then you have a billion was just minted by Tether, and then you have 70,000. Okay, it's a burning USDC, but this one right here. Transferred from Bitfinex to unknown wallet. So people are getting in. They're getting ready. They're getting ready for something because this is 23 hours ago. Another billion was $100 million USDT transferred from to Aave. People, in my opinion, dude, like you don't really see a lot of this. The last couple times, a couple days ago and stuff like that. But people are getting ready for something, man. They're getting ready for something.
Yeah. I mean, whenever you send like a regular token to Binance, so you get worried that it's going to be sell off. But if it's USD, then you want to acquire, right? So
yeah,
yep,
yeah. You're only sending USDT to Binance for two reasons: to buy or to stake. And so I mean, if they, I think a lot of this money is going to be buying. I got a feeling, and I've been wrong in the past, but I just I felt like what was happening is very similar to what happened with DeFi summer. So we had AI winter, right? And they say DeFi summer, but DeFi summer was just July and a little bit of August. That's all it was. If you go back and look at the huge run up, and we got that in December and a little bit of January, right? And then what happened in DeFi summer was we had the sushi swap rugged. Basically, the head guy there, he just dumped all of his sushi tokens. There's rumors have it that that was Sam Bankman-Fried, and they just dumped all their sushi, and that was like the end of DeFi summer. And then what happened was it took like 2 weeks, and then things started to get a little bit bullish. And we do know what happened going in to 2021, right? It got really bullish with DeFi, and everything was forked and stuff like that. So I think we're about to enter that period right now of we finally going to get some upward momentum after that little flush out that we had. And this time it wasn't a rug, it was DeepSeek or whatever, DeepSeek. So
yeah,
very similar.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, there's definitely some rhyming events, right? Like the Trump token kind of rhymes with what happened with Doge during the same kind of time period for the post having like the bull run year. And then, like you said, that DeFi summer comparison to this AI winter, you like to call it. But yeah, I don't know. Like I was like learning about DeFi at this kind of this time, right? And so it had kind of already ran up a little bit, and then it came back really strong in 2021. So maybe that's something that we get. But I don't know if they were struggling like kind of our spaces right now, to try to figure out what's happening. Now, COVID was like still like rampant and stuff like that. So I don't know.
Well, I remember listening to it, and after Chef Sushi or whatever dumped his tokens, it got really bad. Like a lot of people made a lot of money, and there was so much money dumped. It was a really scary moment. I wasn't involved. I was a Bitcoin maxi at the time, so I was laughing at them. But I remember stuff dropping 90% and then recovering. You kind of seen that with a lot of these, really out there AI projects. Right. So, I mean, you've seen some AI projects go from 18 million down to like 3.
Yeah, well, I mean, another problem with that is the saturation. I mean, look, like there was literally like when you have a launch pad, we didn't have these type of launch pads. Now you could take the contract and go to Remix and then add liquidity to Uniswap. It's actually a lot harder back then, like a lot more tedious. Now you have stuff like virtuals, you have stuff like Pump Fund, that it's really easy to launch a token. It's a little bit safer because you don't have honeypots. They make sure that the contract isn't like a rug contract, but you get liquidity taken out. So because of that, like there's so many more tokens. And on the virtual side, like the AI boom, dude, like so many AI tokens launched. And so I'm not shocked that like the lower, micro caps like really just dumped, So I mean the major caps over there dumped, right? So if they're gonna dump, the micros are gonna dump even harder.
Yep, 100%. It's just weird. Like when I'm looking at what's happening with AI, it's so similar to what happened with DeFi. And I just feel like AI, DeFi was there's still the big narrative in that bull run, but it came back later, and AI still will be this narrative. But there's other narratives that actually pour in as well, and we're going to talk about some of them later as well. So, but let's keep moving here. Trump Media and Technology Group announces the launch of TruthFi, or Truth.fi, expanding into fintech with 250 million in investments, focusing on SMAs, ETFs, and crypto, Bitcoin, and other cryptocurrencies. So not only do they have the Trump Corporation has their WiFi, World Liberty, but now they have another investing group that's also investing in crypto and other stuff as well. But it's the big thing in there is written Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. So Trump's getting deep here, and Truth.fi is now an investing company just like World Liberty. So he's invested close to almost $1 billion.
Yeah, I mean that's in my opinion, that's like how can you be more not how can you not be more bullish than that, right? Like it's kind of forecasting what what we expect to happen. So I just think that we're gonna roll into this alt season. Once it happens, it's gonna be really aggressive. But it's not up to us, right? So we're just really impatient and really want to get things started, especially the people that are here every day. I mean, kudos to you guys, right? Showing up every day in the trenches like this, and we've been waiting, telling each other it's coming next month, and and it is coming. I don't know about next month, but hopefully
it's starting today, in my opinion. I truly believe that. And I just feel like I feel like the Trump honeymoon is a little, it's coming to the end here. It's happening. He's doing all that other crazy stuff that he's doing. And, I feel like we're going to start getting some real attention from real big investors saying, all right, the president of the United States is investing in crypto. Why the hell aren't we?
Exactly.
So, Trump themed meme coins fuel Solana's biggest week on Pump That Fund, reaching 3.3 billion in weekly trading volume. So remember when I said yesterday I didn't know what was causing the insane fees for Pump That Fund over like 2 days ago, and it turns out it was Trump themed meme coins. They just kept coming and coming, and that was, if you were in the trenches in Solana, apparently you were trading Trump themed meme coins the entire weekend. But that's craziness. That's why we were getting such a big boom from Pump That Fund and fees.
That's so crazy. So, like, it was a majority Trump themed, and
Yep.
wow. I mean, yeah, we did see like a huge spike in that data chart, right? So, um, I guess it just kind of just trickled in, and a lot of
Yeah.
people fell for like Trump themed meme coins. I don't know why. I get like the whole movement of like the Trump coin, but like once that's done, like you're not going to get no like derivative that's going to do well or sustain market cap. And
Yeah.
maybe it brought new people in. I don't know, but Pump Fund, dude, they are breaking in revenue, dude. Like
Yeah.
that, their business model is just wild. And what we're hearing is they're not really putting it back into the space, and that's a shame. So like people are like, where's the liquidity going? Well, I mean, Pump Fund's making a lot on fees, dude, like billions and billions of dollars. So I'm glad there's competitors like Moonshot that are out, Slingshot's coming out, like all these competitors. We need businesses that make a ton of revenue that at least do something, for the users of the space, because without the users, Pump Fund doesn't make money, right?
Yeah.
So
But they have a huge war chest now to where they could do something else, right? So who knows? Who knows what they're going to do with that money, or they might just give it to their investors. They have a lot of big name investors involved in that. Some traditional finance guys, which is really weird, I heard. So yeah, so I'll actually dig into that and figure out who the investors are. But with the war chest that they have, and we're talking billions and billions of dollars, who knows what they're going to do? But they should give back to the community 100%. A Solana airdrop will just benefit them if they airdrop Solana to all of its users, because that's all going to come back in. So what was happening too was a lot of new people came in. So a lot of Solana wallets were created over that weekend because you weren't able to trade it on Coinbase until Monday. So a lot of new people entered Phantom wallets and then got Solana from Coinbase, and then that's how they're buying the Trump token, and they took advantage of that jump up. But a lot of those people now had Phantom wallets, which connects to Pump That Fund, and they made money by trading Trump. So that's why they got into Trump themed meme coins, right? So that money kind of trickled back in afterwards. So, and that's why people don't withstand money, because you had to win, take your win, but they know they want to keep that win going and get in these rug Trump coins where people were just popping up out of nowhere. But pretty crazy.
yeah, and for the audience that's listening in, typically this is my experience. After you see like a huge meme coin, or a coin do extremely well, people are just wanting that lotto ticket, that next lotto ticket, and it 99% of the time it doesn't come. There's not enough liquidity to do another one right after that.
Yep, 100%. Crypto mobile wallets hit an all-time high of 36 million users in the fourth quarter of 2024, and it exceeded that already. So we in January has been like the biggest month for wallets. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's one of the things I saw too is decentralized exchanges are starting to catch up in terms of like total volume against the centralized exchanges. Yeah. So I think we'll probably start to see kind of like a change of like user experience on the centralized side too, to make it more decentralized and make the user feel like they have more ownership of things and more control. But let's see what happens. The one thing that we are seeing is Hyperliquid. This new model is really taking the space by storm. So we shall see.
Yeah, man, 100%. Okay, next thing here is Robinhood CEO Vlad Tenev calls on the SEC to update investor rules and allow equity tokenization for startups. So he wants to be able to enable crypto startups to be able to kind of get in. So I'm guessing Vlad himself is a investor in the startups, and he wants a token. That's what I got from this, right? He, instead of waiting for the stock to go public, and he wants to be able to trade it now, or he wants people to be able to trade now, which I would love that, because then kind of gets rid of that law where you need at least like I can't invest in SpaceX right now because I'm not considered a credited investor, right?
Yeah.
Or people aren't considered credited investors by their thing, right? But they don't know how much crypto you have. But I would love to be able to buy a startup you know, and a Silicon Valley startup coin. Like that would be insane. That's real liquidity.
Yeah, so I think this is something I think they can take advantage of, like you said, being a angel investor or helping these start, and I think they're institutions like Robinhood and stuff. They're looking at like real case utility and real world case utility for these new companies that are going to come in. I do think that there's going to be a big shift of, whether it happens later this year or next year, to where people are talking about how much revenue they have, what's on their books, stuff like that. They're going to start forming this like real company type of crypto market. And companies like them are going to be able to launch their coins and stuff. So it's going to be interesting, and they're going to make a lot of money doing it because it's going to be kind of like a launch type of situation where they'll earn fees or figure out a way to where they can wrap it into their business model.
Think about it. Think about if you create this new type of electric car and you need funding. Now you could potentially have a launch pad on Robinhood, of all places, to get funding. I mean, that's America, dude. That's what it's all about. It's all about like, give me the opportunity that everyone else has. Give me the opportunity to invest in something at the bottom. Imagine being able to invest in Tesla when it was private, or Amazon when it was private. I mean, those people made the most money. Let me invest in private, and that's why we love crypto so much, because you're able to do that here. But now taking that to another level, when you have your president, buying shit coins, because some of these that he's bought are shit coins, especially like Move and stuff like that, which they're buying a lot of. But anyway, like give us opportunity to invest in Silicon Valley as well through token.
Yep. And that's where the people that are in the trenches every day will have an advantage, I believe, because we know how to maneuver around things. The other people are going to have to rely on, their financial advisors or whatever, digital asset advisor. That's going to be a new position, I believe. And but us, we can kind of beat that because they have to set up a meeting. Hey, look, I think you should invest in this, this, and this. Us, we handle everything ourselves, right? So that's where we have the advantage. So know that, like, we'll have the upper hand with that.
Yeah. How do you? This is something that David Sachs kind of talked about on the All In podcast once. He said instead of the accredited investor law, get rid of that and have people take a test. Would you be open to taking a test, just making sure that you understand that this investment could go to zero? If you're aware of all the consequences, you'll get like a badge, or in this case, maybe an NFT, to where when you have it in your wallet, you're able to go to Robinhood and you're able to make these trades and stuff like that. Would you be open for that type of environment?
Absolutely, I would. It would have to be, a hybrid type test of like a little bit of traditional finance and then obviously the new digital asset type, unless he's just only focusing on like accredited investor for our space. And then, I think that would be good, because then the everyday person definitely wouldn't be able to pass that. But, they could study for it and stuff like that. That's where we would get the advantage.
100%. Just things like, hey, like what happens if this goes to zero, or just stuff like that. Like, and then you basic. Well, exactly. You're just saying should maybe questions like, hey, should you go all in on one investment? Like, no, like, you know what I mean? Just simple stuff, but like enough to where it can kind of show the company, hey, this guy's ready or this guy isn't ready. Have some easy questions, some hard questions, stuff like that. Just very simple, but like for the investors, because what you said was, that you don't know if it's for their space or our space. I think it's more about the push in, dude. Their space is about to become our space because they're going to tokenize.
I agree with that, but I think what we need to really pay attention to is how they integrate it, right? Like with the new stock market that BlackRock's trying to do, and it's going to be digitized, tokenized, shares or whatever. Like, are we going to have access to that? Like how we have access to pretty much any blockchain now? I don't know. We're gonna have to see that. If not, then it does change the game a bit.
It's going to be Coinbase. It's where you but you can't withdraw those assets, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Because they're not going to want you to take your Tesla stock off there, right? And put it in a liquidity DEX. So, they want to keep control, especially just the beginning, right? I feel like maybe later down the line, they open it up to withdrawals. But I feel like in the beginning, everything's going to be like on Robinhood. You can't take it off on this new exchange, this exchange that you can't take it off yet. Maybe in the future.
Yeah.
All right. Coinbase receives regulatory approval to launch crypto services in Argentina. Argentina is kind of reminding me of El Salvador right now, but they're taking a little bit different stance. But instead of going, all in on Bitcoin, they seem to be trying to revolutionize the way they do things with crypto and bringing Coinbase in as not just an investor in Argentina, but an actually approved regulator. So that I mean, could be big for them as well.
Yeah, I actually kind of like how Melee slow rolled, Bitcoin and crypto. He really wanted to focus on his first main objectives, and that was to get rid of the central bank for Argentina
Yeah.
and really, get rid of the bureaucracy and stuff like that. And so now he kind of has that cleared up, and his country is finally seeing like economic growth for the first time in so long. Now he's like, okay, now let's take on crypto, let's take on Bitcoin, let's figure out how it's going to be able to benefit our people and stuff like that. And Melee kind of has that mentality of this new change of mindset, for the Western world in a sense, right? And so I expect big things out of Argentina in terms of crypto, Bitcoin, that kind of stuff. And I actually want to go down to Buenos Aires, maybe next year for vacation, just to check out how much from now into next year, how much of the change has happened there, right? So
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, man. Former SEC chairman and crypto hater Gary Gensler returns to MIT. I found this kind of disappointing that MIT would let him back. I mean, he's such a scumbag. I was hoping nobody would hire him, but apparently he's going to be teaching crypto in MIT.
did he say
Not the
crypto?
guy.
I don't remember seeing crypto in the description of the.
Well, he returned to his old position, and
Okay.
so I'm guessing it's the same.
Yeah,
Right? 'Cause he did talk
maybe during
about
that
crypto
time
and
he was just teaching a certain section of his class, and that
yeah,
had to do with digital assets. But I'm not surprised that they hired him back. I mean, you got to remember like what the mindset is of these,
yeah.
presidents and stuff of the Ivy League type of schools and stuff like that. And so I'm not surprised. It's not actually, in my opinion, like probably where he wanted to end up. He probably wanted to end up somewhere
True.
else that was like a big position within the financial sector. Maybe he couldn't find something. I don't know. But, I said that he wouldn't be able to find a position in our space for sure. But, this is fine. I bet you we start seeing some, video footage of him kind of changing his stance back and going a little bit back to where he was before. We'll see, though.
Yeah, and we know he was like, it wasn't his voice that we were hearing when he talked, right? We heard Elizabeth Warren, we heard, the Biden administration, right? We didn't really hear because he went in there, like I said, multiple times, like when he first got inducted, as SEC chairman, I was excited. I was like, wow, we actually get somebody who actually understands crypto. This is insane. And it's, it did take FTX going down before he went all crazy, but I mean, after that, it was like, oh crap. But
Yeah.
all right, the next thing here is the Bank of Canada has announced the end of quantitative tightening. The Bank of Canada ending QT is not as important as it is a sign of other central banks, especially the Fed, doing the same thing. All eyes on Powell in a few hours. Press release at 2 p.m. EST. This is big because now it kind of sends everything in motion, right? It's every all these countries seem to be monkey see monkey do. Like Europe didn't start raising rates until the US did. Canada didn't start raising rates until the US did. And now, the US cutting rates and more countries are following suit. And I feel like we're about to enter a quantitative easing throughout the entire world, not just the US.
Yeah, I hope so, right? Like the easing is what really gets the markets to kick off, and I hope we see it. I hope we see it. Right now, there's this a bit of a interesting kind of learning process with this new administration. They did pause some federal funding in some areas to try to get all of our ducks in a row, right? And you saw a big pushback from the media, after they did that. But it wasn't for individuals in terms of like your Social Security and stuff. It was more for programs that they just want to. It seems like our current administration wants to really focus on making sure the tax dollar is being very utilized in a efficient way. But how does that affect the overall macro environment, right? I don't know. We're going to see today how Jay Powell kind of his tone and stuff like that. And if his tone is good, and Canada is starting to relax in other countries, then we might get into this area to where people are more relaxed and willing to take on a little bit more risk on.
Yep, 100%. But first off, you're not okay with sending $50 million to Palestine for condoms? You're not okay with that?
I don't even know what that's about. I saw that in the headline or my timeline, but that's just definitely. But look, those are the kind of things, right? It's like that's probably what said, hey, let's stop funding right now. Let's just see what everything is going to, which I understand completely. But I think that's more of kind of like a concentrated part of the. I said, like, I guess our economy right now is more strategy and stuff.
100%. All right. I think this last bit here. This is just something that I found interesting. AI agent platform AI16Z officially rebrands to Eliza OS. I actually like this because I hated the name, because A16Z is one of the hedge funds. AI A16Z was a play off that, and I was just kind of like, how is that going to be something? So now they're officially Eliza OS, and then their top agent is Eliza. So that might get a little confusing. But I don't know. I just thought that it's something interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. It did confuse me too. Now it's going to be more confusing, right? Because like the agent is Eliza, but hey, I guess now everybody just associates it to Eliza. Let's get AI16 out.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, or formerly AI16C, whatever. But let's get into today's fear and greed. So last week we were at 84, which sounds nuts to say that, but we were kind of bullish last week. Yesterday was a 72, and then where do you think we are today? We're not far from yesterday, I'll tell you that.
So the price yesterday night, I'll say that 70.
Yeah, you're right there, 72. But so we're exactly and this is kind of what I was expecting too, right? I was kind of said, like, I think we're just going to go sideways. No one's going to do anything. The prices of Bitcoin and everything kind of been staying still now for about 24 hours. Everyone's kind of waiting and gearing up for 2 p.m. today. It's going to be really exciting to kind of see and what happens with that. So,
yeah, I learned my lesson to not really, get into any positions or anything leading up to this. Like for me, like exiting yesterday was the exit, and then early probably yesterday, because today is going to be nerve-wracking. We're going to definitely see volatility, like with Bitcoin's price. It happens every meeting. Now, if it continues up or down is the thing, and we've been continuing down the last couple of meetings. So I don't know. Like I said, I'm going to try to hope for the best, expect the worst.
Yep. Yeah, man. I'm actually hoping for the best, and I'm expecting some bullish momentum. We'll see if I'm right or wrong. But let's kind of get into the Bitcoin price action, guys. Brought to you guys by BitPerp. BitPerp is going to be the leading leverage trading platform in the entire Bitcoin ecosystem. They're going to allow you to trade runes, BRC20s, and who knows, maybe even some BRC 420s. They're going to be, who knows? They're going to be allowing you guys to do a lot of cool things over there. And they're not just going to be a leverage platform. They're building something really special. So you definitely want to check out bitperp.io. They are going to be able to, basically teach you to trade, and you're going to be kind of earning experience points by doing so. And that's beneficial because you're not really using real money. I'm actually looking forward to this for many reasons, but the main reason is because, I think they want to enrich their community, and this could be a really, really good opportunity for anybody who wants to learn, wants to earn, and wants to be a part of the BitPerp community for sure.
Yep. But before we get into the Bitcoin price action, guys, if you wouldn't mind on the YouTube side, hit that like for us, subscribe to the channel, and turn your notifications on so you know when we go live. On the X side, guys, help us out by sharing the space so we can educate and onboard as many people to the Bitcoin ecosystem as possible, and hit that like for us as well. Let's get into some Bitcoin price action here. Honestly, I don't know how much this is going to help people because it's going to be very volatile here in the next let's say a couple of hours, right? But if we're looking at the charts and using the MACD and the stochastic RSI on the hour chart, it looks like we entered the sell pressure at 6 a.m. Central Time this morning. It hasn't been aggressive, which makes sense because they don't really want to swing it very aggressive one way or the other, because they know that today's a big day, and there's, you know, the variable of Jay Powell really going to swing the price one way or the other after he, you know, basically talks today. So I would expect for this to be kind of back and forth up until that, you know, what, 1 p.m. Central Time, 2 p.m. Eastern, till the decision's made. There's going to be some volatility when the decision's made, and then a follow-up volatility once we hear from him as well. So, you know, I would really just be patient. You know, me personally, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stay out. I'm going to be patient. And then afterwards, after the kind of effect of today happens, then that's when I'm going to look for positions to possibly get into for maybe some scalping and stuff like that. But the stochastic RSI, you know, shows that we entered and oversold not long ago, you know, 8 a.m. Probably going to hang out here for a bit. Like I said, it's going to be choppy, a little bit back and forth, nothing aggressive. Probably hang out like 105. 5 to 102.5, maybe kind of that range. So that's my expectation up until the Fed meeting. And then the 4-hour chart, which will give us a little bit more of a you know, couple day forecast, is showing that we have been in overbought since Monday, right? So if today's meeting, Jay Powell sounds hawkish, then this will probably, you know, dump down hard. We'll see the sell pressure start here. Obviously, if we get some positive information from him, and then we can continue up here and kind of reverse what seems to be a kind of turnaround that's happening right now. Again, this is all subjective, though, to the hour chart and what we get today from Jay Powell. For me, on Fed days, I look at them as very volatile, dangerous, and I want the knee-jerk reaction to be done before I start to think about what I want to do. So that's how I'm planning today. Hopefully that helps you guys. I know, you know, it doesn't give you really a lot of information where I think Bitcoin's going to head for the rest of today or the next couple of days, but I need to kind of get that information from the Fed talk.
Yeah, man. Today's a big day. So I got a feeling we're gonna have a lot of stuff to talk about tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna be a good day. So definitely tune in to Ordinal Revolution to get all your news and updates. But let's get in today's roll call here. First is first on the show. And we got my good guy, my good friend here. I met him in Nashville. Absolutely amazing person. Chief Axel, congratulations to you, my friend. It is your second win. Let me show my screen here. So you, my friend, are now here. PJ and Z won yesterday, Chief Axel today, and your last win was on the 22nd. So congratulations. You have one last week and one this week. So see if we can get 2 tomorrow. But yeah, congratulations to Chief Axel. Today is your day, my friend. But yeah, and that number 1, and then next we have Danny. Danny Boy always seems to be number 2. Like every day, he's always like 20 minutes late. Sorry, Danny. You'll get it one day, man. I promise. Shout out to Danny Boy D Blocks himself, my guy. He says 1, and then he puts a 2, and then he says, "Damn it, Chief." I love the comments, Danny. Absolutely amazing. Webdro says Graveyard got Mr. Hanky. I didn't see Mr. Hanky. Sorry, Mr. Hanky, if you were up there. Chief Axel, Danny tomorrow. Danny? We'll see. I don't know what that means. Then we have PJ and Z. He says, no, Hanky. Congrats, Axel. Then Yasher popped in. He says, yeah, we back, baby. My guy, Yasher. Ordinals tweets. Oh, yeah, Yasher, man. Thank you for that comment yesterday as well. I want to bring that up on today's show. I was playing with some FUD yesterday from the Bitmappers guys who they build, but they never ship. And Yasher came in and had my back, like always. My guy right there. Ordinal Tweets is here. We got Mempool Punk is here. Shout out to Mempool Punk. Austin Gray. And then we have a Nagi, my guy. Chief Naples is here. We got all the chiefs. Or is that Chef? That one's Chief too.
Chief,
then we have Jerry St. Germain. Am I safe to buy Ordinals crypto, Ordi itself, as a long-term buy now? Current price is $18.85. Wow. Good question there. My personal belief is that we've seen the bottom for Ordi, but anything else can happen. What do you think?
I think that's a pretty good entry. Don't take my, analysis as financial advice, but we've seen Ordi kind of be at that top, right? I think it was at $90 at one point, right? When it was close to $1 billion market cap. Yeah. So, it's really big with the Chinese community, the Asian community. It's on Binance. They're not going to remove it. There's news with BRC 2.0 coming up. So if BRC 2.0 comes out and they create their own kind of ecosystem off of that, that will be humongous for Ordi. So regardless, let's say that we do head into a bull market. I expect Ordi to go up, right? Like at least like 3-5x. I mean, that's probably worst case. So yeah, I think it'd be okay. Again, don't take my analysis for financial advice. Do some research yourself on it, but that is how I view it right now.
How would you do research on this if you were that person?
So I would look at Ordi. I would look at the volume that it's getting. Here, let me actually pull that up right now. I think that's very interesting, and that's a great question actually about Ordi because you know Ordi is the forgotten like golden child of fungibles on Bitcoin. You know, and you know I look at the 24-hour volume. You're looking at 64.5 million that's traded on exchanges. So you know, not bad.
It's good. It's really good.
Yeah, it's not bad in this kind of market with like, you know, BRC20s kind of being forgotten, right? And so Ordi is just kind of it's always kept look, if you look at it right now, it's the most volume traded Bitcoin fungible token. So I would say because of that, I feel good about like this entry, in my opinion.
100%. Yeah, I feel the same way. I feel like this is a great entry. I actually didn't know it got this low. But I guess everything in our ecosystem really did. And with the announcement last week of BRC 22.0, and you know, I don't know, I'm getting really bullish on BRC 20s right now, honestly. And I haven't been bullish on them in probably over a year. So, we got my guy DJ Sats in the building. Says honeypot. What is this honeypot you speak of? Choda is here. Another day to buy more Bitcoin. Every day is another day to buy more Bitcoin. And then we have Steamy J in the building, Patty Poo, Sixes, No. Oh, we got someone new just making the roll call for the very first time. Anthony Paudino. This is LFG, and he got a Pizza Ninja, rocking that Pizza Ninja. Shout out to you, my friend. Thank you to every single person who makes roll call every single day. I appreciate every single one of you guys, man. Well, 147 people in here right now. So, all right. Let's kind of get into. We are back. Liquidity rush incoming. Are you in the right tokens? So if you were somebody who was just maybe on the sideline right now and you're kind of seeing the show and getting kind of bullish on what potentially could happen, what are the right tokens should they consider?
So this can be a very long discussion and debate. You know, I think that, you know, AI, if you were to ask anybody 2 weeks ago, everybody would say you have to be an AI. I think those same people, about 80-90% would say, yeah, I think that's still the case. There might be 10% that are kind of like, oh, I don't know, you know, because of the news and all, and also like the saturation, because there is a saturation, but there's a saturation for tokens in general, right? So this is probably going to be a tough take, you know, for some people, but I do think that some fungibles on Bitcoin are, you know, ones to be in, but like not expect like a quick turnaround, like within like 2 weeks. It's more of like, we are in the bull market for sure. And that's when I think they'll thrive. With the new news with, you know, possibly Runes going into this new environment on Hyperliquid's chain, that could definitely help like with liquidity issues. Magic Eden's kind of changed their trading as well. And then the BRC 2.0, you know, upgrade too. So look, both of those can thrive in a bull market. Those two standards, they're going to have to go on their own journey. Tap tokens, they're really going to have to get people to accept them, you know, and that's going to have to be on them, because yes, you can sit there and cry about politics, which I completely understand because I've seen it firsthand within the Bitcoin ecosystem, but that is not something you can control, obviously. So you got to have to do something that you can control. And with that is you're going to have to find creative ways to onboard people to your standard, to your community. And, you know, whether that's work with other ecosystems and chains and stuff like that, you're going to have to do that. So those are some that I'm thinking about right now. But then, you know, the newer chains that have money behind them, like Abstract, I think that there's going to be a couple big, huge winners that come out of there. And then of course, you know, Solana, and I think it's obviously safe to be in the most safe is to kind of be in those blue chip majors, and then the bigger returns are going to be the mid caps, and micro caps can be really hard to choose the winners there, but you're going to have the biggest winners out of that. So
yeah,
that's how
100%.
I view it.
Yeah, I agree. And we said, you know, the kind of what I was thinking a little bit too with the blue chips is if you're going to get in anything right now, don't focus on anything small. Like if you want AI, get Grafane, get AI XBT, get the top ones right now. And then, you know, if you want to get into something like Solana tokens, maybe you get into the top, the biggest memes. Or if you want to get into runes, maybe stay in the bigger ones, the dogs, the pups, the BDCs. All right. Don't really trickle down too far yet. This is not the time to be doing it. Right now, for me, if you want to position yourself, let's just say we get bullish the next couple weeks, it's best to be in the Ordis, the Sats, the top of the top. If you pick the area you would like to invest in, grab the big boys, because not only will they move first, but a lot of them are on Binance, right? A lot of them are on big exchanges where it's a lot easier for liquidity to come into. That liquidity will trickle out of them eventually into the other ones. So you can play the game though as well. You can go from, let's just say if you're in dog and dog gets to, let's just say gets to that $1 billion number, then it's probably safe to kind of trickle into other rooms, maybe some newer rooms that pop up, right? So I just think it's not the time to gamble, but I think it is the time to be in safe assets that have big opportunity.
Yeah, and so you can even go a level higher than that, right? The more the 3 to 5x, the big blue chip majors, right? Like the Cardanos, the Solanas, those kind of. But that's kind of out of our space that we cover. But at the end of the day, that's like the safest, right? Bitcoin's the ultimate safest, and then you have the majors that have been here multiple cycles that are due for a 2 to 5x, and then you'll have more of the concentrated space like blue chips within. But just know that those, in my opinion, I consider those, even if some of their market caps are big because they've been hot, I would put them in the mids just because like they're newer, right? So they're more risky than those blue chips, right? So something like AI XBT, we know that that's going to be strong. It has a great presence, you know, but like that's like a specialized AI token. You know, Ordi and BDC and Dog, those are specialized Bitcoin tokens. You're gonna have to find like, but it's those, you know, multiple cycles, the legacy, like been here forever, then the specialized blue chips, and then the more risk on. Everything else is below that.
100%. And you can play a mixture of that, right? You can hold Bitcoin because obviously Bitcoin is going to go up to, you know, in my opinion, we're still 7x away from the top. Or you can play things like, you know, leverage play on top of that, which is dog. But like I said, I just wouldn't go deeper. I'm gonna throw a couple tokens at you, and you kind of just tell me if they're maybe positions to be in right now. What about something like Stacks? Would you say Stacks is something that you feel safe in right now of holding, or do you feel like maybe you can get it a lot cheaper later?
I feel like it's a pretty safe bet, but you're also going to get a safe return on it. So you're going to look at like a 2 to 5x on it. But I actually consider Stacks, as much shit that I give Stacks for like their chain. I actually put them in kind of, they're on the border of that first like tier because they've been here multiple cycles. You know, I think they've been around since 16 maybe or 17. So they've been here for a while. So I would consider them up there. And then, so I would feel safe holding Stacks for sure. But I would also expect 2 to 5x.
Yeah. What about something like Merlin?
So Merlin, actually, in my opinion, because they are new, I think Merlin is a great opportunity. It's dropped. You know, a lot of these coins that came out this past year have taken a big hit. I mean, look at Ordi. We talked about Ordi. It's at $18. It was at 95. You know, something like Merle. It like after, you know, the initial launch, it kind of hovered around like, I would say like that 40 to 60 cents, and then like now it's at 15 or 13 cents, 13 to 15. So I do expect that to jump up like 10x around there minimum, 10x, but like maybe $2 too. So that's one that can really explode. But it is out of that because it is newer. It's in this past year. So I would consider that like in the mid, you know, the mid cap type of category. But a solid one within there, because it is a chain token too. That's another thing. Like, what does the token do? Does it power the blockchain that it's associated with, or is it a project associated token that's on another blockchain? Because Merle is the token for Merlin chain, that makes me feel like that's a pretty decent bet.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. What about something like ME, Magic Eden?
ME's tricky because of, you know, the airdrop, right?
Yeah.
Merlin had an airdrop, and that obviously kind of, you know, had a bit time to get over that hurdle. I think Magic Eden has that as well. People say, well, what about Hyperliquid? I think Hyperliquid's tokenomics were amazing. I think they handle no one has done an airdrop type of situation and handled it as well as Hyperliquid has. I mean, they have been able to really keep their floor going in terms of their price and stuff like that. Now, Magic Eden is really going to be it's the #1 NFT digital artifact type of, you know, ordinals marketplace in the space that's already established, right? They're actually having a space, I believe, or a live interview with Luca because of Abstract Chain. So they onboarded. They're a big part of that launch. I do think that like the token price does jump up pretty decently aggressively, but maybe that airdrop part will, like, you know, get kind of I guess pushed out in the beginning of the crazy part, and eventually it catches. I think that's how I look at it. I consider them maybe like in that Merlin kind of area, maybe a little bit higher, maybe a little bit lower, depending on how people handle the airdrop in the beginning.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. Malam Yuri says, better late than never. How about you guys? You're not late. You're just on time. Thank you so much for being here, Malam. And let's kind of jump into the news of the day, which is it all started with the tweet from Jan, right? So they had a pretty bullish call with I'm not even going to try this name, Sir Shak Yunin. Anyway, and Hyperliquid Bull just now, LFG Bitcoin. And then it followed up by a tweet from Shin. And this is kind of another thing that kind of sparked that. So I'm guessing Shin got that information. And then he wrote this tweet here. Runes on Hyperliquid. Is this our Deus Ex Machina? Pups, Gizmo, BDC, and Dog. Destined to be greatness. So introducing Hyperliquid to Bitcoin Runes. So we did a little bit more digging, though, right? We found out that it wasn't like Hyperliquid in general, right? It's kind of like this other project that's building over there.
Yeah, so that's the information that we have right now, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how Runes is going to interact, right? And this is so for the audience that doesn't understand what Hyperliquid is, let's kind of break that down. So Hyperliquid is basically, if you were to take something like Coinbase or Binance and you decentralize it and put it like on a blockchain directly, and that's how you interact with it. And so you can trade spot, which they have their own tokens because they have their own blockchain. But really, a lot of people trade perps, perpetuals, and leverage here. And they are doing crazy amounts of volume, guys. Like, it's crazy. So once people started tweeting about this, or posting about this on X, a lot of the Runes community has gotten really excited now, because they just correlate Hyperliquid, Runes. Okay, Runes is going to go on Hyperliquid. That's a huge liquidity event for Runes, right? But it seems as though someone's building a project on the Hyperliquid chain, and that is what's going to be associated with the Runes tokens. Now, I'm still bullish because of the Hyperliquid branding, and also kind of they can get their users, like, they are good at onboarding users, basically. So I think they would definitely do some co-marketing, and this could be a game changer. It could be a game changer. Now, let's see what happens, because Jan seems to have a lot of calls with a lot of people. not a stab at him. I mean, like, that's good that he does that, because he's networking and he's trying to. If this does happen, it's going to also be ironic too, because there's so many layer 1 maxis that kind of talk about, oh, we want to keep our Bitcoin layer 1 assets on Bitcoin, and that's it, but they're going to have to bridge Runes over to Hyperliquid's chain for this to be successful, right? So I think this is a great thing, though. Great step for our space, especially the Bitcoin ecosystem, because I'm going to say this until people realize that it's the truth, because they're going to see as we move into the future, all these other chains are here to service Bitcoin layer 1 assets. Bitcoin's chain was not made to be able to have on-chain compute. We can't do it. Bitcoin script does little kind of logic, very small types of logic, block lock technology with staking, stuff like that, but nothing like smart contract ability, nothing like that. And the best bet that we are going to have a native virtual machine that is Bitcoin, because let's remember, Arch is using Solana SVM, not Solana itself, the chain. And guys, you got to separate the VM part from the actual using the chain directly. So they're using SVM, and then others are using EVM, the BRC 2.0. And what BitVM is doing is they're trying to create the BitVM, but you're still talking about off-chain compute and 10-minute blocks. So it's not going to be the best experience. So, this will be great, because in the future, our assets were meant to be serviced and shown off in different areas. And if you want to bring them back to Bitcoin, you're free to do that. And if you don't want to participate at all, you're free to do that.
Yeah, 100%. And like for me, I don't really see this bullish that much, right? Like it's kind of like Leonidas promised us a Mercedes, but then showed up with a Honda, right? And it's like, oh yeah, it's good enough, right? It's a car. Like you're still happy that it's a car, but at the same time, it wasn't what they promised you. They promised you Binance, right? They've been saying Binance for a long time. I mean, we're since April now that we've been saying we're going to get put on one of these exchanges, and I just feel like Hyperliquid is cool, but you do have too many on-chain maxis. I mean, right now, you can bridge to Merlin. Right now, you can trade Dog. Right now, they just don't do it. Right? That people just don't do it. And this Hyperliquid isn't going to be a trustless bridge. It's going to be the same exact thing you're doing on Merlin. Right? The same exact thing, and people just don't do it. We have too many layer 1 maxis here, where if you make a post about and you say the word bridge in your post, it's almost like they get a notification right away. And these it's really just the bitmap community. They're the worst at this. They will immediately you say the word bridge, they're just like no bridging, no bridging. They're so afraid of it, because what they do here is they build but don't ship. They don't ship anything, but they always want to throw FUD at Benny, throw fun at Tap, throw FUD at Merlin, throw FUD at anything that's actually building stuff and actually shipping stuff, because they do not ship. And that's one thing that really bothers me about them. They love the FUD, but they don't show anything, right? And it's really just that community, in my opinion, is the biggest. That's the biggest amount of FUD that comes through when you say the word bridge.
Yeah, I disagree a bit on that. I think that
and I got proof.
Well, I mean,
how do you disagree? Every time I said bridge, they pop up.
No, not about that part. I agree with that.
Oh,
I'm talking about the not shipping part, because like Foxy is definitely one that has.
Well, we know stuff about Foxy right now too, so it's just like they're gonna be bigger than what we think they are, so.
Yeah, but my point is there are builders in the space, in the bitmap community that that do ship stuff and that don't act that way, right? And I think that we got to recognize that.
Who a bitmap has actually shipped anything?
I just mentioned Foxy has.
What do they ship with bitmap?
Well, you log in with your bitmap. You log in with your bitmap for the first person, but with their first person shooter game, So you log into their social network with bitmap, right? And so also,
but you don't have to.
You don't have to, but you can. They built for it though, and they shipped it.
They haven't. So with the bitmap, you're going to be able to do with Foxy. You're going to be able to actually build on your bitmap, and that really hasn't been shipped yet.
Yeah.
Also, but they're going to ship it in the future. But I'm just saying right now, I'm not really talking about Foxy though either, because they're building a metaverse and they actually have stuff. But
that's what I'm trying to say is that they're a builder that associates themselves with bitmap, right?
Yeah.
And so I think you got to quit just like saying the entire bitmap community, because that's not the truth. It's there's a certain group of the bitmap community that does it, and you'll hear other people from the bitmap community say that.
Ben Schiller stuff still nothing shipped. These guys nothing shipped. Even bitmap, Dop Game, barely anything shipped. I mean, it's barely usable.
I mean,
you know what I mean? Like anybody building with bitmap right now,
it was
usable. Nothing shipped.
Bitmap.game, we used it last in 2020.
But it's strange. It's different. It's unusable.
But my point is that people have shipped though. And so, like, you gotta stop like sweeping everybody into one category, because that's just not the case.
Show me something.
I just talked about
right now.
So are you talking
where right now?
So You can go to bitmap.game. You can use it. Are people using it?
Unusable.
No,
It's
you can use it.
unusable.
You can use
I
it.
try to use it all the time. It's not really usable. Yeah, there's nothing to do. I'm
But
gonna run
you
around.
but you can still
Come
use it.
on,
Is my point.
It's not a
You can
product.
go in there. You can
It's
go
not
in there.
bringing users. It's not bringing fees.
So
It's not a product.
so then you put Jeff into this group?
For right now, yeah, but Jeff's busy building a chain, so it's not like his main focus. But people that main focus is Bitmap, they're not shipping anything.
So you're saying that Jeff, Foxy, all these people that are builders that are associated with Bitmaps, they're a part of
Who else?
I just named 3 people. Tell me that those 3 people that you look at them the same way that you look at these other people.
Just so in different
That's
ranges,
what I'm trying to tell you, dude.
But
like,
nothing.
You got to be
My whole point is
stuff.
Bitmap builders do not ship, and they're barely shipped anything that's usable.
But
that's a product that actually makes money, that makes fees or anything. There's nothing yet.
So I gotta tell you, sometimes you'll take something personal and then you'll grab a whole group of people and you'll be like, I hate all of you. And you gotta be able to like separate that. You know what I mean? Like if there's a couple people that you don't like, that's fine. Cause I agree with the people that I've seen you go back and forth with. They are toxic, 100%. But like you can't just say all Bitmap people because that's not fair. I don't think that's a fair statement.
I'm just saying Bitmap, they build but don't ship, and they can prove me wrong. They can put something out tomorrow, but nothing they do has like is a product where they can kind of make that business money. There's nothing available right now that's a product that can make them that business money. So they're not businesses,
except for marketplaces. Yeah.
But marketplaces are marketplaces. I mean, I can freaking put a picture of my foot on a marketplace and make money. Like, you know what I mean? As long as there's a buyer, it doesn't matter.
I would say Bitmap Emporium has done a good job.
Still, there's no fee.
They made money from it. They sold their parcels. They did a
pre-sale. Pre-sales are different.
The statement that you made was that no one's making a business model making money from it. They made money from that.
They sold you an idea. I could sell you an idea. That doesn't mean I'm making money.
Did they make money?
If I sell you an AI, but I'm just saying, like, but like, let's just say, for instance, like AI, like they're like nothing over there is even making money yet. Like besides AI XBT, where people are just sending it money, like it's not like it's even over there. Like AI is just like an idea. It's not shipped. There's nothing really that's shipped yet, and that's the same thing with this. But my whole point is, you can't be that way and be toxic.
Yeah, so I think that's a totally different thing. Like I agree with the toxicity part. There is a group of people within the community that's 100% toxic. They're extra sensitive.
Why do they hate bridging so much?
They hate it because they feel like it's basically driven the floor price down, and that is not. That could be furthest from the truth. The reason the floor price has been driven down is because everything else's floor price has been driven down. Look at the market of ordinals, guys. Like we're looking at like node monks at 0.08. Those were at 0.85. Yeah. So like, and look, I get caught up in sometimes a little bit with back and forth, right? But like, I feel like you guys really gotta understand that like no, there is no evil witch that's like wicked witch of the east that's coming after bitmaps. That's not the case. I actually still like bitmaps. I don't think Shizzy likes them as much, and he doesn't have as much faith into them, but I actually love the concept. I think it's elegant. I love DMT, what's happening over there, but you got to stop looking for the boogeyman, guys, because there is no boogeyman. I'm telling you, I've been in a last cycle. I was a part of a group that was looking for the boogeyman of why is this happening to this and stuff. Yes, there might be like bots that are trading and stuff like that, but that's a you problem. That's a skill problem. You got to figure that out. You got to learn and stuff like that. So that is my part of it. And and also I did want to stick up for the other part of the bitmap community, because I feel like there are parts that are productive and positive, but there are definitely that group that is more toxic. 100%.
Yeah, I actually want to bridge all the bitmaps off. I think bitmaps will do better off chain. I think they would do better on Abstract. They would do better on Base. They would do better on Solana. They would be better everywhere, and it would piss them off so much.
So that's exactly what I'm talking about. Though. See, that's a personal thing, bro. Do we need to schedule another?
Because they're so toxic. They're the most toxic people. I want to go to X and just go in there and just block them all one by one. I just hate them. They're just so like they're the ones who fought Benny. Benny's a builder. Benny actually shipped a product. Yeah, maybe it's not getting a lot of usage, but that product earns fees, right? It's an actual product that makes money. And anybody who tries to make money in a space, they're the first people to kind of go after them as well. It's ridiculous. Like no other chain does that.
Yeah.
No other community does that. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, ugh. But yeah. But
yeah, did you get it all out? I felt like you got most of it
I'm
out.
good now.
Okay,
I got
good,
it all
good.
out. I got it all out. Yeah.
We
But
needed that.
Going back to this though, I just don't feel like Hyperliquid is a bullish thing, right? It's cool. It's awesome. It gives normies like people can buy it now and stuff, but like, I don't think it gets listed in the spot area. There's a few, but mainly all these tokens listed here in spot for them is stuff that was made on their chain, right? There is some stuff here that wasn't, but like mainly everything's here. So I don't see runes getting listed in here. They have Mog and stuff like that, but like it's just like a really big one. Maybe Dog. Maybe I don't know, but if the dog did get listed here, I would say it's big. But if it's another product building on Hyperliquid's chain, because remember Hyperliquid is a chain, you have to remember people would still have it would just be exactly like Merlin, right? Exactly like Merlin.
Well, that depends. That depends because like Layer 0 has been working with like ZK stuff in terms of like being able to have that TEE type approach, trusted execution environment, right? So sharding and like there isn't I guess like vulnerability to like a centralized like group. Like it wouldn't be like Hyperliquid is holding the keys or signatures for these Bitcoin runes to be able to bridge off. It's more of Layer 0 or whatever bridge product is there has like all these other kind of node operators, validators or whatever, and they're all parts of the keys sharded, right? And they have to put it together to be able to do that. That's different. I think that is definitely more trustable. But at the end of the day, like once that starts happening, it's going to happen everywhere. It's going to happen with near chain. It's going to happen with Hyperliquid. It's going to happen with ICP. It's going to happen with EVM. It's going to happen with Solana. And then guess what? Like all these like layer 1 maxis aren't going to be able to have a battle because who are they going to fight? Everybody. You know what I mean? And then one by one, they're all going to realize, oh shit, like I can make more. I can utilize my ordinal to stake and earn here, or I can, they're selling for way more over here. That's crazy, or whatever. And then one by one, and you're gonna have like less and less people that are the layer 1 maxi until like normies are bridged over, and they don't care. Bitcoin ordinal, and I can buy it on the storefront of Abstract or whatever. Sign me up. I mean, this is an original Bitcoin ordinal or NFT or whatever. Sign me up or whatever. Right. So I think we reached that point, but and I'm excited for that, by the way. As much as pushback that like we might get for saying that, I think that's going to be the biggest onboarding event that we've seen in crypto.
Yeah, and think about it this way too. Like right now, we have a fragmentation problem, right? You brought that to my attention. We have liquidity on runes decks, on dot swap, on this, on that, on this, on stacks. But what happens when, our stuff's getting kind of bridged out, right? And then is with fragmentation is all over the place to where floor prices are higher now because there's less people that are actually, there's less tokens here to actually push the price down. There's less, you know what I mean? And then you have potentially an arbitrage situation to where, let's just say Dog gets on Avalanche somehow, and Avalanche's floor is higher because there's not a lot of tokens over there. You're bridging more out. So people are buying them off our floor to kind of pump them over there and dump them on that DEX. So it's kind of like it could possibly bring everything up price-wise everywhere.
Yeah, I mean it will, right? And then you'll see like these really popular ones that like have kind of like how wrap Bitcoin works, right? Except for you won't have the multi-sig approach to it, because that's a big multi-sig, right? $11 billion, I think, is the market cap for that. And so my point that I'm making, and to your point, is that imagine Coinbase like running out of Solana the other day, right? Because it's all staked. What they had to do, they had to like figure out what to do. It's going to happen like that in different environments and stuff. Like that's the whole supply and demand factor, guys. And also I'm starting to realize that a lot of you guys in the crypto space have like close to 0% business sense, in terms of like marketing. Like you want everybody to want like to have Bitcoin ordinals and fungible tokens, and the fact that they can be a synthetic version over and sold on the other place, that's branding. Like what you gotta like get with it, dude. Like Bitcoin's never going to have smart contracts on layer 1 ever.
Whoa.
Like I mean, okay, the way that we do it on Ethereum and Solana. Yes, you'll be able to do it with off-chain. I should have rephrased that. Bitcoin will never have, probably will have on-chain compute eventually, but like, okay, we will never have the trading experience on Bitcoin layer 1 that we experience on Solana or Ethereum or, you know, a faster chain because of the 10-minute blocks, no matter what.
Yeah. 100%.
And so Bitcoin, it was created to be the manufacturer, amazing asset, like security, blah, 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 blah. And then you can take that because all these chains are servicing, right? Like, oh, we'll help you like find a buyer in our store or our you know storefront or whatever. They're all gonna be like fighting for us, guys. Like right now, they're fighting for us, but they're looking at us weird. They're you know, like Near's plugging in right now with RuneMine. You know, ICP's plugged in. You know, EVM, SVM, they're plugged in. They're like, why are they like not want to have opportunity? That's weird. So but if you don't, that's fine too. Like you can enjoy the security of Bitcoin's blockchain, you know, to yourself or whatever, and you know, send it back and forth to your friend or whatever if you want to do that.
Well, imagine this scenario too. Imagine you take these bitmaps, right, which is an awesome idea to begin with, really cool, right? And you bridge them off, right? Hold on, just hear me out. Bridge them something like abstract. Now you can create this game where everyone needs a bitmap to log in, but it's forced upon, right? So the only way to play the game, you have to get a bitmap. So you have to go to Magic Eden. You go to abstract and you buy it, or you can go to something like Emblem Vault and bridge your bitmap through Emblem Vault to abstract, right? And now not only are people coming here and buying your bitmap so they can be able to play this game because this game has so many opportunities and it's giving airdrops and different things. Now you just created a new fan base. You created the new people who are Coinbase users for the first time ever are buying bitmaps. They would never ever buy a bitmap because they don't play on Bitcoin, right? They would never do that. But you're forcing them to, or you're not forcing them, but hey, if you want to voluntarily play this game, you will come in and you will get a bitmap so you can do so. Or hey, this land, you know, where it's a decentralized land theory where you can build, but you're going to need land just like you would need in one of those games, right? And but let's just say you need a bitmap for the land. There's different opportunities on different places that we can build things in super fast speeds, you know, where you can do micro transactions where it doesn't cost you nothing to, you know, to use an NFT on your land. Let's just say you have to put that on chain, boom, and that's done super fast within transaction. I mean, this is opportunity for stuff like bitmap on other chains.
So I agree with you to an extent. I do think that like we can't do that right now because you take it over there. There's the only foundation that bitmap has right now that in, I guess, like across the board in Unity is the concept of every, you know, block there's a bitmap, a new bitmap, right? And all these transactions are in parcels, right? There isn't this universal standard of building on it yet, you know?
So we got to build it.
Yeah. So I think that like even on Bitcoin layer 1, there isn't like a universal standard. It was actually like, you know, for personal interest or not, like it got into dude, it's so crazy. Like we keep running into this tribalism that's nuts. Like I've never seen tribalism so bad, but it's because there isn't like a virtual machine on our like chain, on Bitcoin's chain. Like the virtual machine's established on Ethereum, it's established on Solana, it's established on Near, whatever they use, right? All these other chains. But Bitcoin doesn't have one. So guess what? Everybody has their own meta protocol and they think that their way is right, or, you know, and so there has to be this universal standard of, you know, because if you take a bitmap to abstract, people aren't going to know what are you going to do with it?
But if there was a game there, if you go to Discover and there's a game there where you click on that game and that takes you to a website, and that website allows you sign in with your bitmap, and then you're able to build on your bitmap using microtransactions. Let's just say like, and then you can go in there and you can buy a wall for your stuff and kind of build on your bitmap. Right, it kind of gives you that becomes like your area, your space for this world. But they're using decentralized land, right? They're not selling you some bullshit. They're actually forcing you to actually use a block, like a bitmap block or something like that. The ideas that people have here, just take them there for scalability.
Yeah. So I think you're gonna have to like have a migration event though first, right? Like to where enough people bridge over bitmaps to where people can do that, right? And so you're gonna have to have at least 100.
But that's the thing though. If that does happen, there's going to be someone who does that, right? Because they can take a bitmap and make $100 on it, right? Because over there's not a lot of them, so it opens up arbitrage plays. So you're gonna see stuff like that happening everywhere, right? So there's not a lot, and you're gonna need to look, but there's going to be someone who's like willing to do that, to bridge them over to do that. So it's
gonna have
as the founder of the project, you can just have them in your marketplace.
So there you go.
Buy them off
so someone's
but it's going to take builders who actually build and ship to do this.
Yeah. So someone's going to have to, that actually has the runway and the capital and stuff to be able to build it, kind of bridge over a certain amount of bitmaps.
You just got to build.
You have to have capital to build.
Not really. I can sit on my computer and you can build stuff. You don't need.
Yeah, but you have to have capital for the bitmaps too. You have to have some money, dude. Like you can't just
but if you're broke in the space, you should leave anyway. If you don't have a few $100 to buy some bitmaps and set up a thing, there's people
what I'm saying.
Building stuff like people building stuff.
Listen to what I'm saying. I'm just saying. I'm not saying it's not possible. I think
like, why wouldn't it be possible?
Like, are you just trying to argue with me? To argue with me?
No, I'm not
trying to argue with you. I'm just trying to say this. I'm trying to say this is what would have to happen, bro. Listen, they have to build over there, and then they would have to have a certain amount of bitmaps to put into the marketplace of whatever Abstract's NFT marketplace is, right? So that would be like the migration event that I'm talking about, right? And then that could kickstart everything, because let's say they bring over 200 bitmaps, and those will be on the marketplace, and then they'll kind of showcase like, look, this is what you can create with your bitmap or whatever. And then like bitmappers or new people that get onboarded, will be able to understand, because there's gonna be instructions and stuff. Oh, I can just go to the NFT marketplace and buy the bitmap, and that could be a chain reaction. Then you can start seeing stuff like that, like on other chains as well.
Well, you can just do something where, hey, you can buy it through us and we'll go do it for you. Wait 15 minutes and then you'll have it.
That too. That would be more convenient.
Stuff over. That way you're not. There's ways around spending money. I mean, you can sit here and you can have ChatGPT code you up an amazing website with amazing stuff. You can go use stuff like what Foxy's doing, with Bitmap Valley's doing. Use those technologies, bring them in. You don't need a lot of money for that stuff, and then you can create something cool. And then as you're getting fees for doing the bitmap, because that's a way for them to make fees as well, and actually become a company by you going in and say, I need a bitmap. I'm able to go over, charge you more for it, so I'm making $10 for every time someone wants to do that, right?
Because they're going to get it from layer one.
Well, you're going to do it for them, but they're going to pay you to do
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're not going to know where it's coming from. All they're going to know is, hey, in 15 minutes you're going to receive this bitmap.
Yeah.
Right. So
yeah, and that could go on any pretty much environment that we have. Yeah.
Any chain. Anyone could build this. That was kind of my point. Was like, you don't need capital. You just need ChatGPT and time, and you can build anything. So, but you got to put the time in. You got to want to be able to do it.
Money, but you don't have to have
for
too
what?
much.
What do you need money for?
Pay for the hosting and the website and stuff. I mean, not a ton of money.
You don't have $20 fucking. Leave the space immediately.
It's gonna be more. You shouldn't be here. I think probably a couple $100, but that's if you are extremely efficient. You know what I mean?
Spend that on fees on Bitcoin.
Yeah,
like
I know, but I'm just a fact person, and that's a fact that like you're gonna have to use a couple $100, which that's nothing. It's not much.
Yeah, spend that at Wawa. I mean, it was a gas station here. So
you're horrible with money if you spend $200 at Wawa in one setting.
Well, you gas, you get some waters. You know what I mean? It adds up. So.
Oh man.
But yeah, I think we'll just jump into our segment today. I'm still having issues with that, by the way.
Are you?
I'm trying like this entire show. But today is officially Wager Wednesday, and Wager Wednesday comes from a partner of ours. That partner is bring off this banner. That partner is BetBTC.win. These guys are building, a amazing, predictions market, but they're gonna be a lot more than that, guys. You're gonna be having these amazing markets where it's 24 hours. They're gonna be allowing you to do really cool stuff, and they're using ICP on the back end, which is awesome because again, it's basically the same thing. Count extraction, right? You're using that in the front of you're using your Express wallet. You're signing in. You're just depositing your Bitcoin for CK BTC on the other side. They're not holding your Bitcoin. They're not giving you a wrapped version. None of that. You're just using ICP's technology and their CK Bitcoin that they have. And you're able to do bets with that in 1 second. It's so quick. Boom, done. And then, which is the best part about that is like you're not waiting 10 minutes for your market to close, or if your bet to go through, right? Because you can different odds. It's really instantly. And in my opinion, I love their site and their leaderboard, which we know if you get on the leaderboard by just opening up an account, you can 100% get a part of their airdrop. They're going to be airdropping people tokens, and that's going to be absolutely amazing, especially people that use it. I can't see the leaderboard right now because right now it is oh yeah, by the way, happy Lunar New Year's to everybody. It is it's a holiday for some of the devs right now, so I'm having issues. Are you?
Yeah, I'm having issues as well right now because they're I guess they're updating that part of the site right now. But the biggest part that we're excited about is the features that they're going to have. And like Shizzy said, this is another example of a chain plugging in and servicing like Bitcoin technology, right? And so the biggest part to me that I'm excited about is the create your own markets, because they're going to have a social aspect of this to where you can create a market on betbtc.win, put it on your X timeline as a post, and if whatever volume you get for your betting, you're going to be able to earn 1.5% of the total volume for yourself. So it's gonna be like a side gig. Yeah. So that's gonna be really exciting. They have other updates as well, like with the bet with friends is something that you can make private, predictions markets. If it's like a Super Bowl yearly bet, you can do that through them. They also have an AI assistant called Betty that's gonna, be able to help you out and guide you and be like, these are the statistics or something like, I believe it's going to be able to pull statistics and what are the best bets and stuff like that. What's the most volume bets right now? A lot of stuff is coming. So right now you look at the site and it's not anywhere close to where it's going to be in its final form. Right. But yeah, we're really excited for it. And, I would say, probably, I don't want to put a timeline on there, but very soon you're going to be able to see these features like the create your own markets. And again, this is just the beginning for what they're going to offer. Super excited about it. I can't wait to the create your own market start so I can create mine. But yeah, that's what they got going on right now, guys. This is one of many projects too that like is using other chain technology and plugging into Bitcoin. And one thing about BetBTC is that they have a point system. So if you just sign up for an account, you get 50 points. They're going to have a Bitcoin rune that they're going to have a TGE on, and they're going to airdrop the users, the early users, based on the points amounts that you have. So right now we have a really competitive, leaderboard with a lot of our community members and stuff. So, the secret is kind of making like micro bets, $1 bet every time to add those points up, and then you start moving up the ladder there.
Yeah, man. And I think it's either PJ and Z actually killing it. I wish I could show the leaderboard, but it's not letting me today. Maybe there's another way without signing in. But yeah. But guys, check out BTC.win. It should be back up and running tomorrow. You should be able to make some bets and stuff like that. But they're kind of waiting to build new features and really start pushing this out and stuff like that. So definitely check out BTC, betbtc .win.
Yep. And kind of a slower show today, but it was definitely fun and exciting.
Yeah,
sure. we had that good back and forth about the Bitmap community and stuff like that. Bitmap does kind of like hold a little near and dear to me because of like when we started the show, it was hot, dude. Do you remember the blackout?
Yeah, that was fun. It was a fun time. It was definitely a fun time. But bitmaps were absolutely awesome. They were exciting. They were different, and stuff like that. But I kind of want to just kind of go over some abstract stuff if that's cool.
Yep.
So this is abstract. You guys don't know. We did a bridging tutorial. If you guys haven't been over here yet, I would highly recommend at least just trying it out. Right? It has that Coinbase type feel with they have a DEX and stuff like that. But like Let's just say like you were somebody who were just kind of trying to get into different assets and stuff like that. Is there anything over here that's like interesting? I'm not trying to lose anyone any money, so just gotta be very careful, guys. But let's just say if we go to trade, we do know that they have a top meme coin right now. That meme coin is Yup. I'm not telling anyone to get in this thing, but 2.92 market cap. Very small, but this chain doesn't have much liquidity on it. Is there any other assets that are interesting to you?
Yeah, I mean that one is the leading token really right now in general. In terms of volume and stuff. I did recognize that the abstract team was following that account, like all three of the main people. And it's a good meme coin, but like Shizzy said, no financial advice of getting in that, because you can get wrecked any day in this space in general. But the cool part is that like the future of abstract wallet, from what we're hearing, is they're going to have this kind of cross chain type of interoperability, account abstraction, right? So you're going to be able to use their wallet on like with Bitcoin, actual Bitcoin protocols. You're going to be able to use their wallet in different like SVM type environments as well. So it's all going to be in house. And guys, this is the future. The future is coming to this. Like, so I would say get used to it, just mess with it, because I'm sure they're going to have like some sort of like XP point system. Maybe they'll have an airdrop with a chain token. Who knows? For now, it's like based to where that you just use Ethereum. But yeah, so I would also discover their tools, because like we've gotten into Moonshot, which is like their version of Pump Fun. That's pretty cool, and it's actually Dex Screener that created it. You see Magic Eden has a very big involvement with them as well. Actually, I think there's a space right now with Luca Nets in Magic Eden talking about stuff, and they're huge fans of Ordinals, guys, like huge fans of Ordinals. So definitely this is I'll tell you one thing, man, this thing is dangerous though. Moonshot, like it is, like you talk about Jeets, like there's Jeets, and I didn't play a lot in Pump Fun, so I did get into virtuals, because that was pretty hot a couple weeks ago, and there was some Jeets in that. But man, like you think one's about to bond, it's at like 97%, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna get in, boom, and a Jeet comes in. So be very careful. The space, we're all adults here, so you gotta make your own decision as an adult, but also know that like people have hit pretty big in these. It's kind of, it definitely feels like a gambling type of thing. So be careful out there. Yeah. But a lot more apps are coming, right?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, just look down here. You go to the bottom here, you see you have Magic Eden, Moonshot. Multiplier's fun. It's gambling 100%, but it is fun. Vibes TGE or TCG, I think with trading card game. Yeah. So that's something game, and that's my kind of thing. Abstract wants to be the gaming chain, right? So if we can get bitmaps over here, I think it could really bring a lot of value to them, honestly, building games over here, because it get you on here. I mean, they got the jumper bridge, they got boost, but then this is my favorite part. You keep going down, and a lot of them say coming soon, right? So there's so many different apps. And I heard Monster.fun is going to be an AI, but you like battle the stuff that you create. So imagine like doing the Pump Fun model, but like you're able to battle with those monsters and stuff like that, like NFT versions of Pump Fun. I don't know. It sounds really interesting. You got Good Vibes Clubs, the Mob, and a bunch of other stuff. But guys, you got so many. A Vertex. That's weird. There's so much stuff over here, guys, that you're gonna be able to do. So I definitely get over here and then start also doing the rewards, because I personally, I got no information from the team whatsoever, but I personally think that getting this XP is gonna be really important for an airdrop. I think that they are going to put out the ABS token. Again, I don't know for sure, but I'm just guessing. But it's worth a try. They're doing something with these XP points, and you're going to be able to get perks eventually, where you're going to be able to like get different things. They have this whole like avatar type of feel to it when you set up your stuff here, your image and stuff like that. So this like, I feel like eventually you're gonna be able to like have this be a representative of you, right? This would kind of be like your Facebook page in the future and stuff like that. So I don't know. It's really cool. I'm definitely collecting all the badges that I can get. I want this airdrop more than anything, because I feel like this token is going to be $1 billion token if they do a token. But then, but let's just say if you're one to come over here and you wanted something safe. I mean, obviously ETH is safe, but there's Pudgy Penguin token, the Pengu token, which is a Solana token that they bridged in. That's another thing. It's kind of like the only way to really get exposure to this ecosystem besides like Yup and really risky stuff like that. But Pudgy Penguin token could be something to hold, and it gives you a nice reward. So if you hold it, you get the Penguin tier, and that gives I'm getting like 100% bonus. So when you earn 30, I earn 60, right? Because it only cost me like $1,500 to get the amount of tokens I needed for the Pudgy. So I'm bullish on the Pengu token because I said it's the only way to get really exposure to this. So that's why I wanted it anyway. And it's been down lately too, which is awesome. So it's a good time to buy if you're interested in getting it. So I purchased $1,500 worth of this. I'm holding it long term, and also getting 100% rewards on everything. So it's another way to get exposure and stuff like that. But any of these tokens do you think that could be interesting? I know Newt just went insane today.
Yeah, so people that are watching the show probably recognize Newt. That was
Yeah.
a rune that was that exists. Newt still exists, I think, on Magic Eden as a rune, but they launched a token over here as well. I don't know, man. I feel like right now it's still early because people are learning how to bridge over. For me personally, the Yup token is the one that I feel like is a winner for me personally, and I'm sticking with that one. The other ones to me have been a bit more risky, but obviously we know the space. New stuff pops out all the time, and as more people learn how to bridge and stuff over here, that we'll see new stuff happen. And I'm actually excited to see, like, once Emblem Vault starts to jump the ordinals over, because I want to see how they're gonna look within the marketplace over here. And I don't know, man. I'm excited because I know I've seen what Luca Nets has done with Pudgy Penguins, like a failing project, and turned it completely around. Got a deal with Walmart. Imagine what's going to happen with ordinals that are over here too, and also the lower tier ordinals, right? So let's talk about, like, ordinals that are $500 and below, right? Those are going to be able to get branded in places like this very well, in my opinion. I actually would love to have Billy Cats over here because I feel like the IP, if Billion Dollar Cat has IP in the future, which I think they do, I think it could do very well over here, and then bring the value of Billy Cats up, and then that brings the floor up on Magic Eden on Bitcoin Layer 1 as well, right? So this interoperability thing, guys, I don't know. I am taking it day by day, but I'm excited for it. But I like innovation.
Yeah.
So.
I haven't been this excited for a product since probably Ordinals, right? Because I feel like, but this is kind of takes Ordinals and kind of puts that over here. Like to get this, to get like a let's just say you go into your account here and you click your face to get like a puppet. It could be a big deal one day to have a puppet here, right, as your avatar and stuff like that. Because let's just say these games, you are your avatar. Like they could potentially do that. Whatever you have here, that's what you are in. Let's just say in some of these games, you're running around as your avatar on different things and stuff like that, and you can see like Pudgy Penguins running by, puppets running by. It could be really cool. I mean, it's not hard for these guys to build something like this. They have the funding.
Yeah, and Abstract's not going to be the only chain that does bring ordinals over. Emblem Vault's EVM cohort, which has already started, is going to be Abstract, Ape Chain, Base Chain, Merlin, which there's already ordinals on Merlin, but this is you're gonna be able to jump the ordinals. Can be a lot simpler. They use the sharding type of bridging, so it's more secure than multi-sig. Arbitrum, and I think that's it right now. Actually, 5. So 5, which should be done by the end of Q1, I believe. So that's what I'm talking about, guys. Branding, and Emblem's gonna be everywhere. So, but yeah.
And thinking about this too, being the first project, let's just say you have an ordinal project you want to drop, right? Why not inscribe that whole collection yourself, and then use Emblem Vault and bridge the entire collection over to somewhere like Abstract, right? And then you go up here and you have the launch pad, and you launch those ordinals that are wrapped in Emblem Vault. So it's non-custodian, 100%. If you want to get your ordinal out of there, you burn that the NFT, you get the seed phrase, you're able to pop your ordinal back out and put it in your wallet, right? So they're using the LIP protocol, so everything's decentralized. Now imagine being able to take, let's just say 2,000, use Emblem Vault, lock it in. You will pay a fee for that, but you bring it over here, and then you're able to sell ordinals. Let's just say you do a launchpad, you make $100, 2,000, you make $200,000, right? Think about that, and then they're happy because they got ordinals on their chain. It's a win-win for everybody. And potentially, if they want to push ordinals, if they want to push, that eventually, I think, in my opinion, every single NFT in the future is going to be created on Bitcoin and bridged off. I think every single NFT in the future is going to be on the Bitcoin cloud network, not going to be an Amazon Web Service anymore. It's going to take time. It's going to take education, but I think in the next probably 4 to 5 years, we're going to see that.
So would that be comparable to like, so at first I was kind of like, I don't really love that idea, but I know it's going to happen. Like some people are going to do that to where they,
Why don't you love it?
Well, let me get into it. So, I just feel like because the market has kind of started and denominated in Bitcoin. It started, and then people can kind of like bridge it over, right? But I was thinking of something just now from like a traditional like business approach. Like let's say like the new Jordans came out, and Foot Locker has a contract with them or something, and they release you only can buy them at Foot Locker for the first whatever, right? Or that specific Jordan or whatever. I kind of look at it like that. So they would do a launch on Abstract. It's all inscribed on Bitcoin, all in one wallet, and then they launch with the launch pad on Abstract, and then they can go get it. The only thing is that they would all have to be vaulted individually on Bitcoin, and that's probably going to be expensive.
It probably isn't going to be too expensive. So vaulting is probably going to be, but it depends how much you're going to make from this mint, right? Like it depends. Like let's just say if the fee is pushed in it, let's just say Emma Vault charges you $15, right? You do 2,000 of them, right? You pay that fee, but then you charge $115, right?
I don't know about that.
But it's the same thing as, but it'll give those NFT a value to start with. $115 will be like the minimum because that's what they paid for, and that you can't argue like, oh, I'm not paying that for it. But it's an upper echelon NFT. It's an ordinal, right? Like you're not using if Amazon Web Services shut down, your NFT doesn't go away. It's there forever because it's an ordinal, and it's built on Bitcoin, the mother chain. You have to think of it that way. Like, yeah, you're paying. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's the better way of doing it, right? So it's you always pay more for a premium. It's a premium version of an NFT.
Well, I think if it makes if the math makes sense, then people will try it. If it doesn't make sense, you won't see it at all. So we'll see.
I think it doesn't matter. I think everything's going to use Bitcoin as the cloud.
I mean,
there's going to be better ways to bridge as well. We're going to get like stuff like that where it's cheaper to bridge over and trustless and stuff like that. And Emblem Vault is probably going to drop its fees too when it gets a lot of stuff going on.
I don't know. They said that like the bridging that you pay when you vault something from Bitcoin to the other chain is paid in the gas fee of the chain that you're going to.
Yeah.
So maybe it isn't as expensive, but we can get clarity from Jake and Adam when we speak to them next.
Yeah, and I think if they're doing 10,000, ordinals a day, like locking in their vault, for instance, where everyone's just trying to launch an NFT project and using ordinals, I think that's the way to go. I think that's going to happen. It's going to be like, I think it's going to take one big event where Amazon Web Services goes down for wherever long and people are not seeing NFTs or people start to consider this. It's not going to be something that just ends up happening, but when you can still see everything from Emblem Vault, well, now I got me thinking because Emblem Vault's going to use IPFS too, right? Because
just for the vault side, just the image that's going to be stored on there, right? So that's not an issue because like you will always have the Bitcoin keys. That is like data that's there forever. So once you're ready to unvault back on Bitcoin, you'll have the seed phrase to do so. So that's not an issue, and Emblem's going to be everywhere, so I don't think you have to worry about that. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting, man. A great conversation to have, and the future is here, guys. That's what I will say.
100%. All right, I think that's our show for you guys today. 212 people, man. Thank you, every single one of you guys. Appreciate every single person who listens every single day. You guys are the best.
Yep. So get ready for that, either big dump or big pump, depending on what Jay Powell says. But we thank you so much for hanging out with us, guys. Because of you, we get to do what we love to do every day, Monday through Friday. And we ask that if you don't mind to check out our partners, because it does help us out as well. Emblem Vault, we just talked about them. They're going to be the interoperability tool for Bitcoin Layer 1 assets, more specifically Ordinals. You're going to be able to jump your Puppet, your Node Monkey to Abstract, to Merlin, to Base, to Arbitrum, to Ape Chain. And it's going to be, in my opinion, great for the space. If you want to keep them on Bitcoin, you keep them on Bitcoin. Also, they are building the AI Bitcoin agent wallet for you guys to be able to use their AI tool to be able to place trades for you guys. So it's gonna be really exciting. And don't forget, they do have a Rune TGE that's going to be happening in September or October. And for you to participate in that, you can actually purchase the emblem keys on OpenSea. So it is the EVM NFT as of right now. But once the TGE happens, it's going to open up, unlock, and you're going to be able to go collect your runes on Bitcoin Layer 1. See, they're doing amazing interoperability stuff already. You can learn more at emblem.vision. And the BetBTC is the predictions marketplace for the Bitcoin ecosystem. All you need is an Xverse wallet and some Bitcoin, and it takes 6 blocks, and you can start placing bets on their markets right away. They're going to have the 24-hour markets very soon. You're going to be able to create your own markets very soon as well. And their AI product Embeddy is coming too. So you can learn more at betbtc.win. BitPerp, the perps and leverage decks of the Bitcoin ecosystem. They will be launching on a Bitcoin Layer 2 very soon. They're going to have their paper trading competition coming up on Botonics, and you're going to be able to earn points, and they will have a future TGE as well. They have a big announcement coming up, so look out for them, and you can learn more at bitperp.io. Fluid tokens. These guys are amazing UTXO devs. If you talk about Layer 1 maxis, these are the guys for you, man. They are amazing. I'm not saying they're Layer 1 maxis, but they're doing crazy things with the limited logic that you can use on Bitcoin Layer 1. They were the first to introduce staking vaults to retail users. Season 2 of Dog Go to the Moon Staking Vault is coming up. Don't miss that if you're a big dog fan and you want to stake to earn more possible dog. Also, they are building the bridge from Cardano to Bitcoin, another chain that's plugging in, guys. I'm telling you, what we're preaching is happening, even if you like it or not. And so learn more at fluidtokens.com and click the Bitcoin icon to learn more about these guys. And Merlin Chain, the #1 scaling solution for Bitcoin native L1 assets and protocols. If you are a builder and on Layer 1, you want your protocol to be a bit more flexible, more quick, reach out to Merlin Chain. They have great builder support there. You can apply for a builder's grant. A couple of our partners did, and they got it. If you are a retail user, you want to use something similar to Uniswap, you can use merlinswap.org to trade for Dog Go to the Moon or other Bitcoin Layer 1 native fungibles, the synthetic versions of them. So check them out on merlinchain.io. And then don't forget about our integrated partners, Foxy, building the Bitverse on Bitcoin called the Metaverse, or the Metaverse on Bitcoin called the Bitverse, and their first-person shooter game called Clan Wars, which we will be live streaming on Saturday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern. And don't forget about Ordinal Hive, the aggregator Ordinal marketplace for Bitcoin Layer 1 and Layer 2. You're going to find your cheapest Ordinals around on Ordinal Hive. And they have sick tools for traders. You're going to be able to find exactly what's hot in the mempool and all that great stuff. So thank you so much, guys, for checking out our partners.
Yep. Great job, man. And if you guys wouldn't mind checking out ordinalrevolution.com, we have some of the best articles dating all the way back to last year. If you know someone just entering the space, please send them our website. We really feel like you can help them get started and caught up to where we are today. If you guys need a VPN, we have the best VPN. We have NordVPN, 70% off coupon, guys. If you do not use Nord, use another one. Just don't be traveling the webs without a VPN on. Every single website you go to, you should have your VPN on. It's just the best way. You can put your VPN on the phone. And if you get this on your computer, you can also sign into your phone as well. So definitely look into NordVPN. If you guys are going to Bitcoin 2025 Las Vegas, we'll both be there. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be nuts, guys. It's going to be Bitcoin all-time highs. It's going to be in May. It's going to be crazy. So definitely check out our link here to get you guys the tickets. You can actually pay in Bitcoin, by the way. And if you guys are interested in merch, we have some of the best merch in all of crypto, not just Ordinals. Check everything out here at our Shopify. We do everything through third party. We just supply these amazing logos. And if you guys would like us to add your logo, add your PFP, let us know. We can add anything to our store, and you guys can buy it from here. But that's the show here. And guys, we are live Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Pacific, and 5 p.m. UTC. Check us out all week, guys. Until tomorrow.
Peace.
We OG, we OG. Oh no, G. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got D or no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload, yeah. Experts on reload, yeah. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got D or no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload. Experts on reload. Mempool getting hot. Everybody wanna rock, ayy. Rooms is coming, everybody on a knot, ayy. It's a nuisance, Ordinal Revolution, ayy. Ordinal Revolution. Yo, it's my guy for real, bro. Got friends right now. Yo, BRC 420, bro. Yo, that shit on fire, bro. Imagine if he in here. Yeah, lock it in the seal. Murder. I got balls of steel. Nuki on the field. Yeah, this shit for real. With no calls, I get so far. Got 100 phone calls. Bet I go hard, and they gon' love me. Smoke weed, huddle back. I get shiesty. Where my Bitcoin looking lovely. All this Satoshi's nothing above me.